episode of The Professionals. If you are new here, this is how the show goes. 2 weeks ago we had firemen. 1 week ago we had policemen. This week's profession is author. Here we have 3 beautiful authors. Give them a round of applause, people. We are going to question them and they are going to try to convince you to read their book. At the end of our show, you can vote for your favorite at www.theprofessionals.com. Next week we will know who won, and the winner will get 1 ticket to the moon.
So good evening. Thanks for the invitation. I'm Jonathan Lossos. I wrote a book, Improbable Destinies. It's non-fiction. It's a novel about how predictable evolution can be, or it may not be. I won't go into further detail, but I've heard from other people it's very interesting. It's out on ebook now. It's mostly ebook because I don't want to inflict too much damage on the environment by using paper. It's also available as an audiobook on audible.com if you want to check it out there. I believe it's going to be a fun night.
Hello, I'm Jennifer Niven and I wrote the book All the Bright Places. I brought it with me, so if you want to but the book is about a girl and a boy who aren't that happy and they met each other and fall in love, but you can say the girl learns how to live from a boy who wants to die. And now it's a really nice time for me because someone reached out to me to put my book on a big screen, so I'm really happy and excited, but it's a really busy time now, but it's gonna be really nice.
And hi everyone, I'm Nick Hornby. I wrote about a boy and a lot of other books. My book is already filmed, so if you want to see it, it's in the cinema, or you can watch it on Netflix if that's what you like. My book's about a boy. A boy, Marcus, who has a mother and some way or another gets to meet Will. Will is an adult who wanted to get to know a new fling and chose a single mother group. Marcus liked Will, so he hung around Will more and he got to know Will, but he found out that Will has no child and becomes sort of attached to Will and pretends to be the child of Will for his other dates. So today consists of 3 parts. First, they will have to make a summary with 3 words. They will all get the same words and they have to describe their own book. Then the second part for the third part, we asked some people about their opinions on the books, and here we'll give the authors a try to defend themselves. So let's get started. The first part, 3 words. Today we have chosen for the words future, love, and home. So authors, explain to me, how does your book go with these words? Nick, do you think the word future influenced your book anyhow? So I think future in my book is something dreamy. It's not really set, but you have kind of hopes that Fiona won't kill herself, that Marcus will know his mother, that Marcus will evolve, will get a place in society, won't be the outcast anymore, that will stay in touch with Marcus, that he may find peace with it, with the song his father wrote. His father wrote a Christmas song, and every year it's played throughout November and December, and he goes nuts. But that's the way he lives. So there are a lot of possible futures, and you don't know what's it's gonna be like. And I think that's something people can think about as those are things that are recognizable for the people, with that children have hope, that people will get through it, that you meet new people who will have an impact on your life. So I hope this book, Without a Future, will give people hope for their future. Mr. Lossos?
Yeah, you can say that the future is, of course, one of the biggest parts of Improbable Destinies, because, like it says in the title, how predictable is evolution? Because it's a continually changing process. So it talks about history a lot, but also a lot about the future. We used to think, of course, that evolution wasn't predictable. We thought it was completely random, and we would have no way whatsoever of finding where it would come out. But as we see in my book, there are certain patterns, and maybe if we follow these patterns and we keep all the factors of the environment in our minds, we may be able to predict the future in a certain way.
So, Mrs. Niven, how does your book go with the first word? Love.
So love suits my book because the two lead characters of my book fell in love, and they met each other at school in a geography project, and they get a task to wandering, so that means they need to visit a lot of wonderful places, and so they know each other very well during the project. But it's not just a typical love story, because the two head characters of my book has a lot of problems in their life, because the boy, Finch, has a really bad home situation, and he finds he has no reasons to live. He's really sad, and he thinks there's no reason to live anymore. And the girl, one day she was in a car accident and she lost her sister. Her sister died, so she has a really hard time too. And so they fit really.
Mr. Hornby, how does your book go with the word love? The love in my book is different with each lead character. So you have the mom of Marcus, she has the motherly love. Then you have Marcus, the young boy. He is 12 years old, is a bit odd, doesn't really fit in because he recently changed from Cambridge to London. He falls in love with a 3-year-old girl, but not like the love that you would know, but like the love as in appreciating a friend. And then you have Will. He some sort of stumbled into Marcus' life when he pretended to have a child, and he always had flings, but he tried with single moms, and so he went to a group, and there he met one mother who was the best friend of Fiona. Since then, Marcus started hanging out with Will, and he found out his secret that he really doesn't have a child, and became like the sort of child of Marcus. So Marcus only has flings and doesn't really know what love is, but he learns to love Marcus in his own way. Okay, and for you, Mr. Lossos, how does your book go with the word home?
Well, it's a good question because I think home has a lot to do with my book. Um, it's non-fiction, of course, so there isn't really a plot to it. But if you look at it, it's all about having a home because evolution, as we know, is just an organism trying to fit in to a new home. And though it may be a bit more cruel than that, because organisms have to die in order to evolve. But I also think that once an organism is settled in a niche, it could be referred to as that organism's home. And of course, all organisms that you see from day-to-day life, for example, from something as small as bacteria to something as large as elephants, it all looks like it belongs somewhere. So you could say that each living being has a home on planet Earth.
Wow.
And Jennifer, home to you?
Like I already said, Finch, the boy in my book, has a really bad home situation because his parents are divorced and they don't show the love that parents need to show to their children. So it's really hard for him because he hasn't a good home. And the girl in my book, Violette, it's like I already say too, her sister died, so she has a lot of problems in her family because they all has a lot of emotions and really sad.
Oh, very interesting. But now on to our commercial break. We'll be right back. See you soon.
Oh, hey! What's this? A new cat treat? Meow! Yes.
Cats will do anything for the great taste of New Temptations cat treats. The taste cats can't resist.
And welcome back to The Professionals. Where were we? Oh yeah, part 3. So, as a finishing touch, you get all one chance to try to convince the public that they should read your book. Tell me why. So, why should you read my book? I think it's because everyone can read it, from a small child to somebody who's already aged. It's something light if you want to get off work and you want to read something where you can, where you have no stress with. It's this book. It's not that much pages. It reads really fast, my opinion. And if you don't want to read the book, you can also watch the film. But I have a lot of details who are very nice. I think for the ones who are interested in the book. It has also subjects that don't come often into books and which are not talked about in society, but I think are a bit taboo. So if you have a relative if you want to have a good present for Christmas, which is coming up real fast, I think you should get this book.
Yeah, if you're a girl and likes love stories, you really need to read the book because in the beginning you think, oh, it's a typical love story, but it's so much more than that. Because you're really into the characters and you just really want to know the end, I suggest a bit in the story how it will end, but you don't really know how it will end, but you just want to know, and that's the reason why it reads really fast. And yeah, it's written in the I form, so you're really into the characters and really know how they feel. So yeah, just read the book.
Yeah, I think everyone should at least try to give Improbable Destinies a read. It's very easily written, almost anyone can understand it. It's very funny, there's a lot of comedic value between the pages, so it doesn't get boring quite too fast. Not the subject matter is boring, I find it very interesting. It's also very handy that the chapters are very well aligned, so you can, for example, read a couple chapters one day, and then a few weeks later you can just pick in on the next chapter without really losing the plot, because yeah, well, there is no plot, but if you get the basics of what's going on, you can really enjoy Improbable Destinies, I think. It's non-fiction, so maybe it's not as fun to read as a novel, but I think if you're interested in the subject matter, you really need to give it a try.
So that was it for our episode. Thank you all for watching, and thank you for coming, our authors. Give them a big round of applause, people. And don't forget to vote at home at our site www.theprofessionals.com and vote for your favorite author. They can win a trip to the moon. Bye! See you next week!